Now, White Pine County Daily News with Wyatt Cox.
And KELY News, sponsored by Sahara Motors, the Kawasaki KX450. Built out of the box with everything you need to dominate the track. Check it out today at Sahara Motors and let the good times roll. We did have a trace of precipitation at Yellen Field early yesterday morning. In and amongst all of Saturday's mess, we do have a red flag warning posted for today. Critical fire weather conditions are forecast to occur with low relative humidities and wind gusts in excess of 40 miles an hour. Look for today's high around 80 degrees. Early voting closed on Friday, with the turnout still considered low. Less than 24% of registered voters have cast ballots so far. In-person early voting at the clerk's office has totaled 361 over the early voting period, 89 votes cast on Friday. As of yesterday, 755 mail ballots have been received. Your final chance to vote in the 2026 primary election tomorrow, 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. at the Bristlecone Convention Center or at the Ely-Shoshone Tribal Education Center at 250 Heritage Drive. Mail ballots can be dropped off anytime before 7 o'clock tomorrow at the drop box in front of the new courthouse. White Pine County Sheriff's Office responded to numerous calls on Thursday and Friday, including threats, thefts, welfare checks, accidents, and arrests. Deputies investigated a threat report at a local casino, a theft that reported in a petty larceny citation, and an accidental firearm discharge at a county residence. Authorities also handled several suspicious circumstance calls, including reports of vehicle tampering and a suspicious phone call involving a public official that remains under investigation. Deputies conducted multiple welfare checks involving concerns about self-harm and child safety. One suspected child neglect case forwarded to the Division of Child and Family Services. Arrested were 50-year-old Tawny Hickle of Ely on Pahrump warrants and 51-year-old Robert Cannavale of Ely on an Ely Justice Court warrant. Sheriff's Office also investigating the death of Gary Ware Jr. of Ruth. The cause of death remains under investigation. White Pine County Commission will meet Wednesday at the White Pine County Library with a big agenda. Commissioners will consider a memorandum of understanding with the BLM tied to the 2026 geothermal lease sale environmental assessment. The Liquor Board also expected to review a temporary liquor license request for the White Pine Dirt Divas travel ball concessions at Marriage Field. Road Commission will hold a public hearing on a request to add a road easement in the Pierce subdivision into the county-maintained road system. The board will also interview Kevin Kawinana of Reno and Stephen Smith of Oregon for the position of golf course director, and Steve Campbell and Lindsey Jacobson for the position of road department superintendent. Hiring offers may be offered following the interviews. The commission chair has placed an item on the agenda to restrict agenda items unless sponsored by county leadership. The chair is also sponsoring an agenda to require county investment to be fully controlled by the commission. Other agenda items include discussion on county investment reporting, creation of an advisory investment committee, and possible support for a Nevada Northern Railway rehabilitation grant application. KELY will broadcast Wednesday's meeting beginning at 9 a.m. live. A multi-agency pursuit that started in Eureka County ended with the arrest of a suspect in Elko County on Wednesday. Elko County Sheriff's Office, a deputy assisted Nevada State Police, and Eureka County Sheriff's Office after a vehicle fleeing law enforcement entered Elko County. After the vehicle lost a tire, the driver ran from the scene on foot. An Elko County drone deployed to track the suspect as he tried to hide from officers. Authorities say teamwork between several law enforcement enforcement agencies led to the capture of David Basil Mercer. He faces charges including possession and use of a controlled substance, reckless driving, resisting a public officer, and evading law enforcement. Nevada gained nearly 10,000 active registered voters in May. That according to new figures from Secretary of State Francisco Aguilar. The state now has more than 2,071,000 active voters, an increase of nearly 0.5% from April. Democrats saw the largest gain, adding more than 5,300 voters statewide, while Republicans added just over 3,200. Nonpartisan registrations also increased. Nonpartisan voters remain the state's largest voting bloc at just over 38% of all active voters. Republicans make up nearly 28%, Democrats close behind at just under 28%. State officials say inactive voters remain eligible to vote but do not receive mail ballots unless their registration is updated. Friday's missing person alert that many of you received on Friday turned out to be too little, too late, as the subject was already deceased. North Las Vegas police say 75-year-old Raul Soriano had walked away from his home early Wednesday morning and never returned. He was last seen about 3 o'clock in the morning near West Lake Mead Boulevard. Police say Soriano had diabetes, required medication, and walked with a noticeable limp. Authorities confirmed Thursday that a man found deceased Wednesday was identified as Soriano. Why the late missing person alert was released is a subject that authorities haven't commented on. Nevada temporarily pausing new state licenses for hospice and home health providers as officials crack down on Medicaid fraud. The Nevada Health Authority says the state will also halt new Medicaid enrollments for those providers for at least 6 months once federal approval is granted. Officials say the move comes after growing concern about fraudulent billing schemes and fake operations stealing millions in taxpayer dollars through Medicaid and Medicare programs. Governor Lombardo says the state will not tolerate fraud, waste, or abuse in public health care programs. Nevada Medicaid Director Ann Jensen says the pause will give investigators time to review providers, identify suspicious billing activity, and work with law enforcement on possible criminal cases. State officials say some exemptions may be granted to support health care access in rural and underserved communities. The Nevada Division of Environmental Protection is taking public comment on a proposed revised air permit for Nevada Gold Mines gold quarry operations in Eureka County. The proposed changes involve updates to processing systems and equipment at the mine located about 6 miles northwest of Carlin. State officials say the revisions will not violate federal or Nevada air quality standards. The public comment period runs from June 12th to July 12th. Comments can be submitted to the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection in Carson City. More information, including the draft permit and notice of proposed action, available on the NDEP website. And a progressive nonprofit and 5 Box Elder County residents have filed a lawsuit challenging approval of the proposed Stratos hyperscale data center project in northern Utah. Alliance for a Better Utah and the residents filed suit on Wednesday against the Military Installation Development Authority, known as MIDA, the Box Elder County Commission, and Utah Senate President Stuart Adams and State Senator Jerry Stevenson. The lawsuit claims residents' civil rights were violated because the project moved forward without a public vote or enough public input. Plaintiffs are asking a judge to declare the law creating MIDA unconstitutional. The proposed project, banked by Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary, originally called for a 40,000-acre AI data center campus and power plant in Box Elder County's Hansel Valley. O'Leary now says the project's footprint has been cut in half to 20,000 acres. A MIDA spokesperson says the agency has not yet reviewed the complaint. Separate legal action has also been filed over efforts to put the project before county voters. And that's a check of your morning news from the state of Nevada.
You see lots of commercials on television telling you to drive a little and save a lot. Dealers wanting you to drive to Salt Lake, Elko, Reno, and even Las Vegas. But ask them one question. What happens if there's a problem? Do you have to drive 3, 4, or even 6 hours to get service? Here at Sahara Motors in Ely, we service everything we sell right here in White Pine County. Shop here first, get our best deal, and you get that best deal by telling Shauna that Wyatt sent you by. Then if you want, shop other places. When you account for the drive, you'll find that it pays you to be a part of the Sahara Motors family. Stop by Sahara Motors, just about a mile north of Ely on US 93. Sahara Motors, we are White Pine proud.
Tell Shauna Wyatt sent you by.